Hello, welcome to the next Year of Beer blog. Tonight we're going to whiz through 4 beers. They're kind of summery beers. Now unfortunately the weather has been traitorous, and although we've got some summery beers, the weather is less than summery. In fact, looking out there, it's grey, it's raining and it's cold. But we're going to do them anyway, because the good people at Williams Bros have been kind enough to send out some beers for me. I know that these beers have gone out to some other bloggers as well. So it's interesting to read some of their reviews and some of their opinions on the beers. Let's whip straight in. The first one, Ceilidh. It's a premium Scottish lager. This is kind of billed as their craft lager. Let's just pop the bottle out of the way there. Craft lager. It's a lovely kind of pin bright golden colour, and just has that classic. The pale malt, there's a slight little sweet corn vegetal note to it. I tried a bottle a few days ago, and it was interesting that I tried it alongside a bottle of Lagunitas Pils, which is a cracking Pilsner. It's very much in the Czech style. The hop character is really bright and really rough in it. But to be honest, I like this a little bit more. There's just a little bit more smoothness, a bit more richness, and the balance of the hop and the malt is really, really spot on. Yeah. You get that very slight sweetness, just immediately kept in check by sort of biscuity. The biscuity malt is kept in check by some fairly nice sort of dry, snappy hopping there. And there's just a faint trace of kind of phenolic smokiness to it, which again just adds like a little layer of interest. That's a really good craft lager. The next one, Birds and the Bees. Lovely kind of Art Deco style label there, I guess. We'll pop that out of the way. So this is another pale beer. You can see it's a lovely kind of golden colour. It's brewed with elderflower and lemon, and immediately you can tell that we've gone from the kind of the flat, crisp aromas of lager to a slightly more. There's fruitiness in there. There's, you can detect the elderflower. You can detect some sort of citrus on the nose. You can't quite pick it out as lemon. You get an immediate kind of pale malt sweetness, and there's the hops snap in fairly tightly mid palate, but you get a much bigger finish. It's slightly more perfumed, slightly more aromatic. You pick it up a little bit on the nose, but it's more in the aftertaste. After you swallow and you breathe out, you get a little bit more kind of fruitiness and floral notes. So that's good. That would be a fantastic summer beer. If it weren't grey and raining out, I'd be in the garden drinking these. The third one up from them, the IPA. Again, very much in the kind of modern Scottish style, I guess, of IPA brewing. Again, lovely pale golden colour, and you're getting a little bit more citrus on the nose this time. You're starting to get kind of like orange peel, lemon peel. It sort of suggests that there's a little bit more hop character in this. Immediately bigger on the tongue as it hits the palate. Big, you get a lot of kind of zesty bitterness, kind of fills the whole mouth, whereas these were the previous 2 beers were lighter summer quaffers. This one really sort of fills the whole palate, goes all the way across the tongue and really kind of tickles the sides of it as well. And that's good. It's not IPA in the American style, I guess. It's that kind of, it's the English, Scottish style of IPA, sort of golden, fairly restrained hopping, but the hops are very much to the fore. There's a lot of balance, it doesn't come out and hit you over the head with big malt, big hops. Excuse me. But it's good. It's lovely, light, crisp, zesty, and there's plenty of hop character going on. I can still feel the bitterness building in my mouth there. The last one we have tonight from Williams Bros, 80 Shilling. It's a classic Scottish style. what we're going to expect from an 80 shilling beer. We're looking for dark, malty, fruity flavours, maybe a little bit of smokiness in the background. And although the previous 3 beers they were all chilled, they were cool. The lager was cold. The Birds and the Bees and the IPA were cool. This I'm drinking at room temperature just because I think you get a little bit more aroma out of darker malty beers when you drink them slightly warmer. That's fantastic. As soon as it hits your tongue, it's sweet. You get kind of almost like orange marmalade. It's not a bitterness thing, but there's a real kind of orangey character to it. And there's a smokiness. You're getting kind of coffee, kind of wood smoke. It's good. It's light-bodied, but it's quite complex. It does a few different things. You get the sweetness, you get the fruitiness. As you swallow, you get a bit of smokiness, very slight bitterness. That kind of smokiness builds in the aftertaste. It's fantastic. I think that's a really interesting beer, and it's really nice to see kind of a traditional style being brewed by a contemporary Scottish brewer. Now, the observant amongst you will have noticed that we have 1 bottle left. This is a very special bottle of beer. This is a bottle of the Williams Bros Freyach that's been aged in a whisky cask, and it has come out at about 11% alcohol. And I know that they've sent this out to me for me to review it, but I can't quite bring myself to bust the top off it and just out drink it on an ordinary night. This is a beer that I'm going to have to save for a special occasion. So apologies to the good people at Williams Bros. This is going to go in the cellar. I'm going to save it for a special occasion, maybe Burns night or something like that. In fact, if anybody out there wants to invite me along to a Burns night, I own my own kilt at Grey Spirit. You don't need to know that. That's more information than you need. But I am a man who owns his own kilt, and I guess maybe on Burns night we're going to be opening this. Until then, it's going to stay in the cellar. Maybe next time we'll do a little tour of the cellar and see what treats we've got down there. But until then, I've got 4 beers to share with my good lady, and I've got a lovely glass of Williams Brothers 80 shilling to finish up. So we'll see you next time. Thanks for stopping by. Cheers.